Marco, so I would like to ask people how it is their evening or afternoon, or in some cases, their morning going. How's everybody doing this fine day? Jenna, Emily, Nicole, Ro the Hated. How is everybody doing? Well, I am doing just fine. So last night when we were in Discord talking, um, DC, Jackie McDaniels. So I was so I hope Debo comes in because Debo is the one that gave me the idea for today's live. And a lot of us struggle. A lot of us have it. Some worse than others. Hello, Soul Shine for Jesus Christ. How are you doing? So some of us have it worse than others. But I'm waiting for people to come in. I want to say hi to everybody. Welcome everybody in. Oh yeah, he doesn't get off work until like 11. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You don't get off work until 11. So today's live is going to be about phobia. Phobia. Certain people in this chat have phobias. So I'm not going to bring up pictures. Erica, not bringing up any pictures. So patients with specific phobias experience anxiety and panic attacks along with unreasonable fear of exposure or anticipated exposure to a feared stimulus. According to some theories, specific phobias may develop due to an association with an object or situation with emotions such as fear and panic. So, characteristics. A feeling. So, symptoms of having a specific phobia often include uncomfortable and terrifying feelings of anxiety, a feeling of imminent danger or doom, the need to escape, heart palpitations or palpitations, or however you pronounce it, pal palpitations, sweating, trembling, shortness of breath, or something, or a smothering feeling, a feeling of choking, chest pain, discomfort, nausea or abdominal discomfort. All right, I'm gonna just pull this up, screen share it. My English is off today. Connie Corso mom, how you doing? I'm just gonna screen share. Feeling faint, dizzy, or lightheaded, a sense of things being unreal, depersonalization, a fear of losing control or going crazy, a fear of dying, tingling sensation, chills or heat flush. It's actually so everyday anxiety. Um, these are examples: feeling queasy while climbing a tall ladder, worrying about taking off in an airplane during a lightning storm, feeling anxious around your neighbor's pit bull. Those are everyday anxieties. A phobia: refusing to attend your best friend's wedding because it's on the 25th floor of a hotel, turning down a big promotion because it involves air travel, avoiding visiting your neighbors for fear of seeing a dog. That's a phobia. Those are phobias. Okay. So, so we get now to the scientific percentages based on a diagnostic interview data from National Comorbid the Comorbidity Survey Replication NCS-R. Figure 1 shows past year prevalence of specific phobias among U.S. adults 18 or older. An estimated 9.1% of U.S. adults had specific phobia in the past year. Past year prevalence of specific phobia among adults was higher for females, 12.2%, than for males, 5.8%. An estimated 12.5% of U.S. adults experience specific phobia at some point, at some time in their lives. In some cases, in some cases, a cure for a phobia would be just to do it. Like if you're afraid of spiders, surround yourself with spiders. Um, if you have a fear of snakes, you hold one. I fell off a ladder one time and I had the fear of ladders, the fear of heights. So I fell off a 20-foot, 40-foot. It was a 40-foot ladder one time. Yes, exposure therapy. Exposure therapy. I fell off a 40-foot ladder one time. Now, this is back when I painted houses. This is before I injured myself. This is before I had my mental breakdown. I fell off a 40-foot ladder. I was in my 20s. And I landed into a tree, and the tree is what broke my fall. Um, yeah, it was scary, I'll tell you that much. That fall coming down was scary. But that's neither here nor there. As I was saying is no. Um, so Emily asked, were you afraid of heights before that accident? No, I wasn't. Yeah, Kung Fu Panda. I landed into a tree. Um, the tree probably did more damage to me than the I uh, yeah, I'm not going to go into detail what happened to me coming out of that tree, but I will tell you, I didn't break any bones, but I broke some limbs in the fall through that tree. I'll just tell you that. And it was painful. I didn't lacerate any organs or anything like that. I didn't do any life-threatening damages. I didn't break any bones or sprain anything. But I will tell you, it was bad. So, as I was saying, back to what I was saying is I had a fear of heights after that. And whenever I went up with a ladder, up on a ladder, I was like this, shaking, shaking, shaking. It was like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't climb ladders no more, but I don't have a fear of heights. Well, Erica, I will tell you, gardener snakes do not bite. They're not venomous. Garden snakes are not venomous. I love snakes. I love it. I love animals. Erica, are you still afraid of snakes? So, a lot of people don't realize this is that phobias are not just bugs or snakes. There's actually people who have a phobia of water. People have a phobia of noise, certain types of noises, certain types of smells, claustrophobia. Okay. Um, let's go through and see the different types of phobias. Do you know talking to people is a phobia? It's called social phobia. And then you got agoraphobia, being outside alone, being in open spaces, being in a crowd of people, traveling by car, bus, or plane, being in enclosed spaces, such as a lift or in a shop. That's agoraphobia. There's so many different types of phobias. So you got specific phobias like animal phobias, such as dog, insects, snakes, or rodents. Phobias of natural environment, such as height, water, darkness, storms, or germs. Situational phobia, such as flying, going to the dentist, tunnels, small spaces, or escalators. Body based phobias, such as blood, vomit, injections, choking, medical procedures, or childbirth. They got SCXUAL phobias. And then they got other phobias such as food, objects, or costume characters. There are different types of phobias. Phobia is insane. Yes, claustrophobia is serious. Hello, Queen Bee. Hello, Alan. How are you doing? Welcome. Cool Gamer. Welcome. So phobias, you know, as I start doing this channel, I learn and learn and learn more things about different types of mental health. It's tied in. Fear is tied into mental health. A lot of things are, like a fear of death. It's all a lot. But the thing is we can overcome these fears. If you enjoy life, you don't have to worry about Alma. One of these days, I want to get you up here and we can talk about your jury duty, Alma. I'd like to know how that went. The snooper. I came prepared today, 2 different cups of coffee. I don't have to get up and go make another one. So public speaking is a phobia, yes. Yep. Let's see. That is called complex phobia. So complex phobias tend to have more disruptive and overwhelming impact on your life than specific phobias. They tend to develop when you're an adult. What what is social phobia? Okay, so we go to social phobia, talking in groups, starting conversations, public speaking, speaking on the phone, meeting new people, speaking to authority figures such as talking to doctors, eating and drinking in front of others, regular trips out to the shops, for example, and going to work. Kung Fu Panda. Nope. After this one, that's it. No more coffee for the night, even when it empties. Then I'll switch to water. Oh, you never petted and swam with an alligator before, Jenna? Jenna says her phobias are alligators, crocodiles, and sharks. I've swam with alligators before. Well, in the same lake as an alligator. I've been in water with alligators. Not afraid of them. uh, no, 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 no. Yeah, claustrophobia is serious. I've learned that about a lot of people that have claustrophobia. Cheesecake brownie sounds good about now. I've missed you. In LA, they got Crocs. Never mind. Nope, don't want to know. I'm good. Smitty, I don't know, like snitty. Queen being snitty. uh, so Smitty, do you have any any phobias? All right, Erica, that's cool. So who wants to come up on panel? I'm going to open up a panel about claustrophobia. No, just phobias in general. Who'd like to come up on panel? I'll drop the link. There's a reason why people have phobias. Unless it just you're born with it. But just seeing if people wanted to come up on panel. Are you driving or are you home? I'm gonna bring her down until she's ready. Because she's muted. All right, here's the link for you, Jenna. So you're afraid of those type of animals.
Thank you so much for saying that.
I'm sorry. I didn't make it.
No, that was so much better than what I was expecting. My feet are in the chair, but ever since I was little, I don't know why. I'm literally like deathly terrified of it. I like right now, I can picture it like just coming out from underneath my desk and like eating my hands off.
That's crazy. And where you're from, is that normal to have those around there?
Where I'm from,
Yes.
no, that better not be.
That's why I was trying to figure out why that phobia came around.
I don't know. I remember when I was really little. Do you remember that movie Lake Placid?
Yes.
I watched that when I was super little, and
That's what scared you?
I think that scarred me. Yes.
Okay. So your phobia is bugs, Marina, right?
Yes, I hate spiders, and I just don't like anything that crawls, cause like, oh, I just freak out. Oh, it's so bad. I hate them. Yeah, that's.
Anything with the tiny little legs.
Oh yeah, and then you always feel like they're on you like all the time. It's like I feel like I'm insane. Like when like one like touches me, or it's like a place that's like consumed with them. It's just too much. Oh my gosh, and then you get the creepy crawly feelings, and I'm swatting things that's like would be my hair will like start touching me, and I think it's like a bug, and I freak the hell out. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, once you find something like a bug on you, if it's like you get the creepy crawlies all over.
Oh yeah, and cicadas, man. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, no, I don't do those.
All
Eddie, do
right,
you have
Smitty.
one
No, I don't have any phobias.
that you know of,
really?
anyways?
Nope, I don't have any phobias. Not everybody has a phobia.
I'm scared of you, Eddie. I'm scared.
Hey, a lot of people are.
It was a joke.
They
Sorry.
see my size and they get intimidated real quick. They're like, "Yeah, you're a big dude.
How
Yeah.
is it up there?
Yeah, I'm good. I do not want any of you." I'm like, "No, you can't be afraid of me, please."
I just want a hug.
That's it. I give hugs.
Kung Fu, you do itch all night. It's like you feel like you're on like the CRK stuff. Like just
Okay,
like
I
with the
do have
buggies.
one phobia. I do
Okay.
have one. Ants.
That's a bug.
Why is that?
No, just ants.
Mm.
I don't mind spiders. I don't mind other bugs. It's just ants.
I'm calling you over when we have a spider then.
Why
Because my
just
boyfriend's
ants?
terrified too.
Okay, so um Kung Fu Panda. So when I was younger, I used to play tackle football,
Mhm.
and I got tackled into a pile of red ants,
Oh,
and I got ate up,
yeah.
and it was painful. And ever since then, every time I see ants, I get the jitters. Like you start, your whole body starts itching and everything like
Mhm.
that, type thing. I hate ants.
Okay,
Freaks
so
me
like
out.
the worst thing for me though is like so I don't like insects and stuff, but like when like one really big one like lands on me and I don't even realize it until I realize it. I like first of all I like do the kind of dance that you just and but like I can scare everybody in like a mile radius, I think, because I'm just like it's like
I,
not cool.
I don't scream. I'll swat the mother
Oh, I do
freaker.
that too. And then you're hitting yourself, so you look like a psycho person. And then it's like for the whole rest of the day, I'm like anything that touches me, like I said, my hair. But like that's the worst. It's like, oh, it just comes out of nowhere, and it's like you have like this big like bug on you, and you didn't know. Oh, it's like ants in my pants type dance. Like I don't know if that's a thing, but yeah.
Yes, ants in my pants is a type of dance. Yes. Yes.
Like ever since we started talking about this conversation, I have like a pit in my stomach.
Me too. I already feel like there's like things around me, the bugs.
Like I don't like empty space behind me. I'm literally sitting on my feet.
Is anybody in chat or are you Eddie said you're not, but like of rodents? Because like my mom freaks out. Like I think mice are cute, but she'll like go ee. I just don't like when the mice are in my cat's mouth. I don't like that.
Oh, you can do a Q&A on here?
Yep.
Sweet. I had a good topic suggestion earlier and then I forgot what it was. Maybe
We
it'll
can
come
always
back.
type it in Discord.
Eating aluminum foil. What does that mean?
Smitty.
That's like
Don't
really
pay
nasty.
any attention to Smitty because he'll throw the whole chat off.
Dear God.
Okay. He will throw the whole chat off. That's the reason why I'm not paying attention to Smitty, because Smitty will throw you backwards and upside down. And it's tin foil. It's not aluminum foil. It's tin foil. We already know that. You got no toes.
Dear God.
All right, everybody's throwing the chat off.
Do you eat toilet paper too?
There's a woman that eats comment on the one channel I watch. Not YouTube, just like a regular TV channel.
There is a thing where people eat like these weird things and they can't stop.
Exactly.
I forgot
All
what
right.
that's called.
So I'm asking questions. Anybody answered them yet?
Focus. Sorry. Eddie's doing a good job staying on topic. But yeah, Smitty is definitely good at doing that. Really.
I'll figure it out at the
A
end.
lot.
Or does anybody just have
al-
any kind of questions in
al-
general?
aluminium is that? I think that's what Erica. Aluminium, right? I believe I do know that. Aluminum and then aluminium. Jesus, I don't know how the British say it. They do say that though. Interestingly.
Well, aluminium would be MINUIM.
Yeah,
Or
aluminium. I don't know.
yeah, but it wouldn't be aluminium foil. It'd be aluminum foil.
But they just say it. They say it. Interesting.
The lady ate her couch. That's disgusting.
That's weird.
There was a
Right.
lady that was obsessed with eating nails.
Well, okay. Well, that's just biting your nails, though. Essentially. isn't it?
No, like metal nails,
Okay,
like what you hammer.
Oh, that's
I'm a
not
creative.
okay.
Okay. I'm gonna ask a question.
You might get an answer.
I'm trying to get people with a story. All right. So there's people in this community that have a story, and I want to start doing story time.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to bring more interesting things to this channel because coming up here and just doing discussions, it gets pretty stale after a while. All right.
We need some fresh meat up here.
I want people that have a story, even if they don't want to come up and talk about it. They can send me an email.
And coming up isn't, after you do it one time, it's nothing. It's
You
not.
can send me an email with your story, and I can read it on here, and you can be completely anonymous. Okay. Or if you're in Discord, you can come into Discord and send me a message, DM me your story, and I'll keep it completely anonymous. You know, something you've gone through and you've made it through it and made it out to the other side, or it's something you're going through right now and you need opinions or thoughts or ideas on how to make it through it. You know, that's what I want to get into doing is, you know, once in a great while tell a story, just and then have the community you know, coming through and saying, hey, try this, just ideas and opinions, you know what I'm saying? You know, this is what this community's for. So, and then on top of that, I want to do venting sessions where if somebody's going through a rough day or something like that, and I just happen to be live. Okay, Erica, you have 6 million stories.
Well, let's
Well,
hear one.
so write me one, write me a couple of stories that I could share, and we'll go from there. And I'll leave it anonymous. No one will even know it was you. Just saying, you know, just to share with the community because you don't know who you might be. It could be any subject. Doesn't have to be a subject. It could just be something you went through or you're still going through it, and you might help somebody.
I've got something.
So write it out and I'll read it. That's unless you want to talk about it
Are
and
you
you want to
talking to
read
me
out your own story.
or Erica?
She's in Discord.
I got a short little story that happened earlier today.
Go ahead.
So I guess you would call a so-called ex best friend that just stopped talking to you and then message you out of nowhere and then ask how you're doing. And then the fact that you have to sit there and like you don't want to dwell on all the negative things that's going on in your life or medical issues of this happening and that happening and the depression and anxiety that sets in for you.
Yep.
About just trying to explain how you're so-called doing.
Also, it's infuriating, but I understand what you're saying.
It's like, where do I start? And I really don't want to say any of it. And then it's like there's nothing positive for me to say about how I'm doing.
Yeah, it's like what gives you the right to even ask that, like after such and such.
Well, just the simple fact of explaining to someone how you're doing is hard,
I understand what you're saying.
if that
It
makes
is.
sense.
Or like, how was your day? And it's like, that's an interesting question. It was okay.
It's like, do
But
you want
was
the
it really
honest
okay?
answer?
Yeah.
Erica asked how long it's been since you've spoken, like you and your friend.
Well over 2 years, maybe. And there wasn't a falling out or anything like that. It's just they just stopped talking to me, and I had a bunch of health issues going on at the time too, which I feel like is a burden on other people. So I don't know if that's why.
I have a question actually too. Did the person come back like acting all kind of like nothing happened?
Yes.
That's probably what. Yeah, that would get me like, oh yeah, just like
I'm wondering to
nothing.
myself,
I
like,
haven't heard you from effing years. Yeah.
like why now? And what are you trying to get out of this? What's the benefit of you trying to get back into my life? And do you really care about how I'm doing, or are you just saying that?
Who knows? They probably regret not being there when you needed them the most. I look at it different ways. You know what I'm saying? Like yes, Erica, you can come up. That's why I dropped the link. Anybody can come up or
Oh,
drop it for you.
I was muted, but I said, "Girl, of course you can come up."
Yeah, I look at it. I try to be positive when it comes to certain subjects. I try to be positive. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying, Jenna?
Yeah.
Here she is.
Oh.
Erica.
I'm I'm listening to your story, and I've had multiple friends throughout my years that we just stopped talking because of like life circumstances. We got married at the same time. We had children, kind of thing. So was it a bad falling out, or was it just you had your stuff going on, she had her stuff, you felt it was too overwhelming to burden upon her, and maybe vice versa? And I'm
Well,
just playing
there
devil's advocate.
well, there was never a falling out or disagreement, a fight, anything like that. It's just I basically just stopped trying because I was the only one trying.
I understand that
Oh,
too.
okay.
And that is a difficult one as well.
Yes.
And
So
we live probably about 10 to 15 minutes apart this whole time. And she knows where I live. She knows I'm always home. She can just stop by whenever she wants.
so my question is it a kind of a friendship where you could just pick up and
No,
go back to no? Okay.
it's kind
Then
of, it's kind of, I've, it's kind of awkward.
yeah, and I feel like that is what you need to know in your mind because I've had, like I said, several friends drop off and we never had a disagreement. But I know if I ever called them, they would be there. But then the next time we spoke, whether it been 6 months, 24 seconds ago, whatever, it was just right where it should have been. So if you can't say that, then that, in my opinion, that's a friendship that you need to
Has
just
has kind of
ignore.
dwindled out.
Yes, and
But the
ignore.
thing is, she has a daughter, and I've known the little girl since she was born. I was in her life for a long time, up until the past few years, and that's honestly who I miss the most
Hmm.
is the little girl. And I would love to be a part of her life again because I
But
Well,
was,
you can't be a part of the little girl's life without being a part of the adult.
I know.
well, yes, and also I was gonna. Oh, shit, I just lost my train of thought. I'm doing too much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
I did
Walk
have a good
back to
point
where
though.
you were.
It'll come back.
Walk back to where you were. When I lose my train of thought, I have to go back to my original spot. We were talking about children and the relationship with a child compared to the adults.
Okay, so that it was before that, so it has to do with I just wanted to kind of to know like if the friend like what like when they got back in contact with you, if they apologized. So yes, that thank you. Apologized for um not talking
Being
to you for a
there.
minute. Yeah, yeah.
No, like they just literally
Just
messaged me out of the
that's
blue, out of nowhere, and
just like
literally said,
mm,
I'll actually read it to you.
okay. Yeah, that would actually help.
It's plain and simple. Um, she said, "Hey, I miss you." Period.
Oh, so she does. Okay, well, I mean, at least that's it.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. It's just I feel like I
If
try.
she,
I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm always going to give more than the other person's going to give.
and that is so that is like I mean I want to say like a burden that
Yeah,
some people, mostly women, take upon themselves. And again, I'm not an expert, but I've always been there for anybody and everybody in my life, and I've extended my heart out to the point of sometimes like I mean, thankfully I had like this group over the weekend because Thanksgiving and the day after I didn't get out of bed and I found like this group and in talking, just talking your problems out, you can wake up and make a clear decision, you know?
yeah,
So if you didn't respond, I would say sit on it for a couple of days and in a couple of days, if you don't have something to say, in my mind, that makes up your mind. Like, I really have nothing left to say.
And
Just,
and the main thing is she wasn't a part of, like, she did not intervene or ask how I was doing or just anything in the most important part of my life, the most crucial
yeah,
part of my life, the most traumatic part of my life that
and
happened.
that's hurtful.
And she wasn't there to even say, "Are you okay?" When
And how long,
I,
I'm sorry, how long was your friendship?
Oh, good question.
my memory is horrible. So
I mean, it doesn't matter. Once you
at
bond with
10,
somebody,
about 10 years.
Yeah, if she knows
okay.
the daughter, that has to be at least 2 years.
No,
The friend.
10.
Yeah, no, I'm saying at least if you know
Yeah.
the child. Okay.
Well, I'm going through a similar situation with a betrayal of a friend of 13 years. And it's really hard. Like, and I'm not being mean to men, but men will generally
Stink.
fool you. But you count on your girlfriends to never fool you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm. Yeah, it's true.
so
Yeah.
having that friendship betrayed in whatever way that you foresee it as, her not being there when you really felt you needed her, and for her to just
And
come
she
back and
knew
say,
that I
Hey,
needed
Erica.
her.
So I have to interject real quick because not all men fool people. Women do it too.
no, 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 and that's why I said not all. I'm just saying, like,
Because with me, I could tell you 90% of my relationships was because I was fooled.
Yep.
yes. And I'm sorry to generalize like that because that's
Yeah.
wrong. But
it-
like
It's just that it's
you
common more with men than it is women.
when
But
you meet a girlfriend and you have a bond, that bond is it's tight. When you have a bond with a man, it's so different just because men are from Mars, women are from Venus kind of thing. But
Mhm.
and I'm not discounting that men because I have several best friends as males, but
Mhm.
when a female betrays another female in that way, I think it cuts deeper than a male with a female, if that makes sense.
okay, so
I think it's just how close you are to an individual and how
yes,
much you
I agree.
Yeah.
share with that
Mhm.
individual. Because I've had male friends that I was extremely close to that I considered a brother, and they betrayed me the same way.
Yeah, it just cuts like and even if it like you at least if you get in a fight you kind of know like why, but like when someone just kind of up and leaves you and like they didn't leave the
Yeah,
because I had a lot of friends that were um diplomats in high school, so like they left the country, so like it was just through Facebook, but if it was somebody that like really like you saw every day and then just and I know life happens, so I do understand that, and that makes a lot of sense. But
and I guess I guess I need to correct myself. Is
no, uh,
I have been betrayed by far more women with a friendship than a male friendship or relationship.
uh,
And so that kind of, I mean, women and men have different sexual, like, but I just feel like women and women have like that emotional connection. So when that happens, it hurts deeper to me than, but I've been betrayed by more women than men.
Queen
So
Bee's like, I think women are more malicious or more so than men. Just my opinion. and experience.
Yeah.
I can agree
Yeah.
to that because they know how to cut deeper because
Oh
they're
Yes.
yeah.
dealing with the same
They
sex, and men are more to the point, blunt, get the
like,
point across,
yeah, I'm
and
gonna
then
punch you in your face.
move on
Where
about their life. And
Mhm.
women cut a lot deeper and go a lot harder.
Well,
And
I think they did. So
I don't mean to
you,
laugh
you,
on camera, but when Erica said, "I'm gonna punch you in the face,"
Yes,
that's an accurate statement.
it is.
But I will
It
tell you
is.
one thing is I had a friend, okay? So objection mind, the gay guys, we just want to love everyone.
oh,
That's
geez,
what Alan said.
that's what I was laughing at.
Okay.
My best friend is gay, and I could not have
Girls just want to have
survived
fun too.
my life without my gay best friend at all. Just
So,
saying it.
but as I was saying, I told a friend what I went through with CA and SA,
Hmm.
and he said, "Oh, just get over it."
yeah, if it
And
was
this
that
was a
easy.
guy friend, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Somebody
I
I'd
remember.
known for a very long time. And when he said that, that kind of
Okay.
cut me deep.
I would have punched
Oh,
you.
absolutely.
You
Well,
get over
see,
this.
the thing is
Jeez.
I can't go into too much detail about certain things because,
No, and
of who he
no.
is. But
Yeah, no.
I'll just say this: we're no longer friends because of that statement.
Well, in honestly, I think I was in your chat the other day at some point where somebody said, you just get over it. You just don't get over it. I mean, and where your topic today was phobias, I mean, phobias go back to like triggers. And Eddie, I sent you that video
Yeah.
in the Discord. And so while we were in this class, my husband and I became foster parents
Mm.
to our
Mhm.
niece.
Yeah.
And we had to sit through like 3 days worth of classes on how to be parents. Like, nobody should have to sit through those classes on how to be a parent. But they played these videos,
Mhm.
and where you came to phobias, I trigger phobias. I assimilate like phobias to triggers. And this video we had to sit through was this little girl who had this, I mean, life, and her mom bought a new dress, and the dad was upset. He was, drunk. He chased them out, abused them. And then when she was taken from there, her foster care mom bought her a new dress, not knowing that that was her trigger. And everybody has triggers: smells, sounds, movies, music, that kind of thing.
Smells are a big thing,
And
at least for me. Sorry, I don't. You keep going.
mine are music, like 70s music are trigger points. But we were watching this video.
Hey, real quick, I'm sorry to butt in. I gotta hop down, but I'll be in chat.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, feel good.
We
Thank
love you,
y'all.
Jenna. I'll see you later.
Love you too.
She must
But
be going through something.
Life just also might be happening at her house. She might be-
Yeah, that's what I mean. She must be going through something.
Oh.
We all I was in a foster care system when I was younger. So was my little brother.
How old were you? I'm sorry.
I
When you
was
were in the
12.
foster care.
I also have a question
Okay.
too. Once you're done with that one, so because you're usually in foster
Marina,
care.
Marina,
What?
I was talking before I was interrupted.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I was in a foster care system when I was 12. I went through 6 of them before I found the right one. And then by the time I got comfortable with the right one, I went home.
So that
Okay.
was my question. So, did you intend like why? Because you live with your mom now, so I don't understand why you would be in a foster care system if you've had. That's what I mean. If it's too personal, don't worry about it. I was just curious.
Well, the thing is I was a troubled kid growing up. I was a troubled kid growing up because of everything I went through.
Oh, understandable.
Eddie,
Yeah.
I would, my main goal in this life is to um, advocate for children here. And I would love to sit and share stories because you you sound like somebody I would have saved when my son was young. And I saved 3 of his friends from different situations.
So
Um,
with my situation, I don't think anybody knew what was going on.
I guess. Mm.
Um, if anybody could have saved the situation, should have been my father, but he wasn't there for me. So, if yeah, should have been my father. I hold a lot of resentment towards my dad. I've met him. We don't talk.
Hmm. So, oh, okay. So you've only just I don't mean to. I'm not down.
I have
I'm
my
asking.
Uncle Ray. My Uncle Ray's my pops.
So when because the way you said that, like, so you've met your father, so it like you literally had no, like, I know that you said you like he wasn't in
So
your
I'll
life.
tell you this story.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't meet my dad until I was 40. I'm 42 now. Okay. I never knew what I looked like until I met my dad's side of the family when I was 23. So the last time I had seen my dad's side of the family, I was 4. So there's not much memory. Like I have a little bit of memory, but it wasn't much. Okay. So I was 23 when I moved back down to Florida because that's where I'm from. And I was staying with my godparents that took me and my mom off the streets when we were homeless. Well, me, my mom, and my little brother when we were homeless. So, yeah, life as a child was not easy at all. But I'll share that story at a later date. But when I was 23, I moved to Florida. And when I was living with my godparents, my uncle calls me up and he says, "Hey, I'm in Gainesville. Where are you?" I said, "I'm here." He's like, "All right, I'm on my way." So I thought I was just going to stay with my uncle for a week and get to know my father's side of the family. 5 years later, um, I went and stayed with my grandmother, and that's when I found out who I looked like. I looked like my dad. I've talked to my dad between then and 40, but I'd never met him until I was 40. So, it was, and when I met him, I thought it was going to be, that you meet and things work out, you know what I'm saying? And you have that conversation. That conversation was never had. So it is what it is. It's life. I got my Uncle Ray. My Uncle Ray is like my father. You know what I'm saying? I call him Pops. He's been there for me. I call him once a week, talk to him. If I'm ever going through anything, I call him. 'Cause my dad don't answer when I call him, so I'm like,
At
whatever.
least you had some semblance. I mean, I'm just trying to find a silver lining here because I feel really bad about that everything. But like, at least you had some semblance of a male figure in general, right?
Yeah. Once I turned 23,
Yeah. Yeah. Why?
24.
Yeah. Better late than never.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
And
It growing up as a male with a single mother, I didn't think I would live past the age of 25. The life I was going through. When they talk about the biggest problem in this world is fatherless homes, they're not lying.
no, and okay, so Eddie, I got pregnant when I was 20, and I knew my son's father's family since I was 14. So I knew them. And I got pregnant, and he didn't he was not ready to accept it. So I moved home, and I lived with my mom until my son was 3.5. My mom only babysat when I was working or going to school. She would not babysit for me to like go out on dates or anything like that. And my ex fortunately was involved because I forced him. The only way to get to my ex was finances. And where I live in Michigan, in Oakland County, they are very, very strict about child support. So I would hit him where it hurt. And he has told me continually, had you not done that, I would not have been the father that I was. But my son at 9 years old, I'm 5'4". My son at 9 years old, like, was so much bigger than me. But I had the fear in God of him because I was super strict, super strict. And when he was 9 and he was like three, whatever, like how much older, I like took him by his neck and I like pushed him back, and I'm like, not gonna do that
Yep.
because I was a single mom in a low income bracket, and we lived in, and I hate to say a trailer park because it was a modular home,
I lived
you
in a
know.
trailer park.
Yeah, but we lived there, and my son has said to me to this day, Mom, if we were poor, I never knew it. Never knew it.
Oh, I did. I did.
Yes,
Well, that's a
and
good thing, though, isn't it, Erica?
No,
it is. It
It's a
it
it
great
is
thing.
because, and I'll tell you why it is, to know the difference between having money and being poor is because you cherish the things more as you get older. The things you work for and earn, you cherish them more than you do when
exactly.
you have everything handed to you. Okay.
But
Um, and
my
the thing
son,
is,
That's not where she's coming from. So no.
no, my son has like worked from like day
Yeah.
one. I've never been able to like be able to pay for his college or a car payment or anything like that.
that's what I mean.
And
That's what I mean.
he,
That's the difference.
Okay.
When
yes,
you earn everything you got, when you go to work and you buy things with your own money, you cherish them things. You take care of those things more
I
than
mean,
you do when somebody spoils you.
as the one
Yes.
that person that can speak as like I guess at least for me the privileged, because I was privileged growing up. Um, uh, I until I was breaking phones left and right until I started having to pay for them on my own.
That's what I'm
Um,
saying.
yeah. No,
You-
I'm
you-
agree. That's why I'm agreeing. So
Yeah, yeah. Here she goes. How you doing? I hope all is well. It's good seeing you in here. So I like I said, I come from a single family household, poor. I started working at 13 years old. I stopped working at, if you want to get technical, at 30. Okay, because of issues mentally and physically. Okay, mainly mentally because of I went off the deep end when I was 30. I sobered up from drinking because I was an alcoholic for 15 years. Well, I'm still an alcoholic, always will be. I just quit drinking after 15 years. Um, and I've had a few slip ups, in the past 12 years. I've had like 4 or 5 slip ups, not relapses, but slip ups. Um, yeah, I'm learning.
But you're a man and you
Well, I don't,
acknowledge you acknowledge you had slip ups and you know how to get back to your place, right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So,
And that to me is a huge step in the right direction. You know, we're human, we fail, we slip up every day. You wake up every morning and say, oh, I'm going to do this. And if you don't do it, we as humans, we beat ourselves
the
up
biggest thing is
way
you got to
too
be
much.
honest with yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big step for anything, anywhere,
If you're,
anytime.
yes, if you're not honest with yourself, who can you be honest with? If you can't tell yourself the truth, who are you going to tell the truth to? That's how I look at life. You know what I'm saying? I look at life differently than a lot of other people do. Okay. Um, that's the reason why I share my story, but I always tell people what I say is my opinion. It's my thought, you know. So one thing is that, like we were talking about earlier in this conversation, I wanted to mention, and I didn't get a chance, is we were talking about friendship and being upfront with people. You remember that, Erica? How a lot of us are not upfront.
Oh, I do.
We
Yeah.
put on we fool people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not saying that we do. I'm just saying that
It's a natural
yes,
defensive mechanism.
yes, most people fool other people. Either because they're ashamed or they got something to hide because they're not happy with it. Um,
Or, in my opinion, like if you, like, honestly, if somebody says, oh, how are you doing? They don't want to hear, oh, my back hurts, this. You generally will say, I'm well, I'm good. But you know who your true people are, in my opinion, if they say, how are you? You know that you can say, shit's gone bad. Like, I'm sad, I'm mad, I'm frustrated. And that's what I feel like a
yeah,
true friendship is.
you know what I do? Because I'm an acquaintance with a lot of people, and I'll ask you how you doing. Right? Like we don't know each other, Erica. We've just started talking to each other here on Discord, and you come up on this. I think this is your first time up on my panel, and when I ask people how they're doing, like, and they say okay, I'm like, come on now, how are you doing? Like I'm the opposite person. I'll be out in public and I'll ask somebody how they're doing, and if they say okay, and I'm like, you sure? And they're like confused. They're like, what do you mean? Am I sure? I'm like, no, I just want to know, are you really okay? If not, I'll give you a hug, you know? And then people will be like, okay, I'll take the hug, you know?
But I mean, there are people like that can hide behind, oh, I'm well, I'm
Oh,
okay.
yes, they
But
hide very well.
once you see them, like honestly, there are certain people, if they called me and I was not doing well, and they'd say, like, as soon as I see them calling, I start crying because, like, I know that I can be raw with them. But other people, you're just like, oh, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
You got a good point there. Some people try to hide. Some people try to hide, and it's not healthy to hide. It's not healthy to hide at all.
It's not, but sometimes, like, intentions of saying, hi, how are you? You kind of feel like you know who is going to be accepting of, nope, I'm not doing good, or I'm going to say, yeah, how are you? Happy whatever, Thanksgiving, happy morning, good morning, that kind of thing.
Yeah, here she goes, says it's easier to pretend.
Yes, you fake it until you make it.
Yes. So,
And one piece of advice, so I've been working in the law field for, in January will be 14 years. Prior to that, I was a nail technician, and total opposite careers. But every time I would, write down like personalized things about people. And one of the ladies, I was going through something really bad, my mom's death and everything. But she used to always say, Erica, go put on your lipstick and you fake it till you make it. And that was like one thing that stuck with me is when I'm feeling sad, I go put on lipstick and it makes me feel better. That's a coping mechanism, I guess,
yes,
for
it
me.
is.
Mhm. Mhm.
You're okay, Soul Shine. It's fine. So she's like, I'm not ignoring anyone. I care for my mama who is in a wheelchair, who is wheelchair bound with dementia. And she said, I'm trying to get nightly chores done. So if I missed you coming in, I apologize. There's no need. You're good, Soul Shine. I
That's a lot to
recognize them.
take on.
Yeah, I recognize people when they come in. I got you.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you
a
for
lot to
sharing.
take on.
Yeah.
So God
She's,
bless her for doing
yeah.
that.
Yep. I would do the same thing for my mama.
Yep. I
My
mean,
mom is
my
76 years old and she lives with me.
nice. My mom died in 1999 suddenly. She was 48. I
Oh,
was
God.
27. Brain aneurysm. So I
Oh my
was
God.
such
Sorry.
I was such a mama's girl. Like if I could have kept my umbilical cord attached, I would have. She was so she and I worked together at a restaurant and I did nails. So I would work at the restaurant and do nails with her. So I made really, really good money at this extra restaurant. And the night before she had her aneurysm, she called me from work and she's like, "Hey, it's really busy here. I can't talk to you. I'll talk to you in the morning." The next morning, she calls me and she's like, because we were supposed to work together, she's like, I'm on my way to the hospital. I have the worst headache that I've ever had in my entire life. And she passed 9 days later. But like, I was so attached to my mama. I was a really bad
Mm,
mama's girl.
I'm sorry that I reacted like that. So, brain,
Oh no, I know
uh,
you said the other day when you are in comfortable situations, you laugh.
it's not even
Go
that.
for
It's
it.
not even
Nope,
that.
nope, go for it. Cause
It's not even that. So I actually knew somebody who's a girlfriend like that happened to. And like I don't know, I didn't know that you could actually like that it could be like a through a 9 day span because like the this girlfriend passed away right next to him like when they were sleeping.
yeah, no, my mom was driving to work
Yeah.
and she got the worst headache. She turned around
Mhm.
and she made it. And as soon as she walked through the door, my this was like when cell phones were just like first out there and they were just for like emergency calls. And she called my stepdad and's like, "I'm on my way back home. I have the worst headache." 911 was there. She went through like her intensive surgery. She had two brain aneurysms, one burst. And like one of the questions was when she woke up, and my mom was such a smart ass. She said, they're like, "Okay, Vicky, do you know where you are?" And she's like, "Detroit, in the hospital." "Do you know this? Do you know that? What year it is?" And then she said, they go, "Do you know who the um president is?" And she goes, "Yeah, Hillary Clinton." And it was a total joke because,
That's I know,
you know,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm,
So she had everything together and then it just happened. But once it happened, that's when like I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm an adult now. And I don't know how to get through this without a parent." And I feel bad for people who don't have that parent to get them through that 28 years of your life, you know? So, Eddie, I mean, going through the foster care system, we need to talk for sure.
Yeah. So, but so science said, so is mine, Eddie. My mom is 76 years old, and my mama is my life. Yep, mine too. There was now one day I'll do a live where um, I talk about my childhood growing up, like in-depth story. I have a video on here called My Story, and I'll reshare it, and I'll take questions. Before I just told my story without taking questions. This time I'll take questions. So this time it won't be so emotional. Because when I
Oh, like
shared my
even from
story,
us?
yeah, when I shared my story, the very first
Yeah.
video I ever did on
Mhm.
here,
Yeah.
it was called My Story.
Oh, I don't think I got that one. Sorry, go on.
If you go to the playlist and you go
I
all the
will.
way
I
back
will.
to August,
Mm.
and you go to, is it August? Yeah, August,
Mm.
and you go to when was it?
Oh, I'll find it. I'll figure it out because I yeah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, just go to My Story.
Yep, I got it. I can't
So
do it right now. I'll do it after a live.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Mm.
But I shared my story, what I've been through, what I've gone through, everything like that. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. So this is towards the end. Let me go to my description because I want people to know certain things. So give me just a second. Because in my description, I talk about, why I'm here, what do I do. So mental health is what we talk about. I am not a professional. I just give out my opinions, my theories, and my ideas. Um, just so everybody knows you are loved, you do matter. So if you're struggling with something, anything, and you live in the US, you can reach out and get the help you need. And if you don't want to talk to anybody, you can text, and you can text 741-741. And if you're open to a phone conversation, you dial 988 from your phone. And if you're not in Discord and you're here and you want to talk and you don't and you want to be personal with somebody and you want to talk to me because I can relate to what you've been through, I have an email address that I just posted. If you're in Discord and you want to share what's going on, if you're struggling with something and you need help, um, I'm here. You can reach out. I'm in Discord. If you're not in Discord, put a 1 in chat. If you are in Discord, you don't have to respond to that because I'll know the answer. But if you're not in Discord, put a 1 in chat because I'm here to help. We're here to help. This community is a strong community. If you're struggling with anything at all, there's somebody here that's gone through it or understands what you're going through or can relate.
Mhm.
None
And
of
even
us
in the no, sorry.
none of us have the same story.
Mm-mm.
We've all been through something. Go ahead, Marina.
Oh, I was gonna say, even though he looks scary, he's not. He's a big teddy bear. That's all I was gonna say.
No. So I would like to thank those for being here. I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. Uh, Here she goes said I shared my story once, but it was called My Testimony because it was in a church. Writing it for the first time was tough. It's okay, Erica. Um, I'm getting ready to end my live anyway because it's at that time. I just want to thank everybody for being here. You guys are an amazing bunch. If you ever want me to tell your story, here she goes, I can. If you ever write it out again and you want me to read it, I could do a story time and share your story. That's up to you. So I thank everybody for being here. I'm going to end this live out. You guys are an amazing group of people. And I'll be in Discord. in the after show. I'm not going to be on long because I got to get back on a sleep schedule. But you guys are amazing. All
Yay,
things
Eddie!
serious.
Yay! Sorry. Oops.
All right, everybody. I love you guys. You guys take it easy. All things serious out.